For me, one of the ways that I was actually able to get to $10 million after tax by the age of 21 was through focus.
Imagine what it would be like if you can change your life from 0 to 6 figures in revenue in less than a year. Now take note of everything that I say because these implementations will make you part of the 1% club. Now, becoming an entrepreneur requires you to make the smallest of changes to acquire remarkable results, not just in your business, but in your habits. Life habits to be exact. It's a very underrated concept that 99% of people on planet Earth have troubles with. Your habits play a huge role in your ability to seek out issues to increase efficiency. I'm going to bring up one term that I want you to remember for the rest of this video. Get your pen and paper, pause if you have to, and write time equals money. The 1% happen to be one of the most time-sensitive people out there. They've reviewed their brain to identify bad habits and immediately look to resolve them before things hit the fan. Understand that habits compound over time, and that includes your bad habits. And this is a visual representation of how your habit is formed. Habit formation is the process by which a behavior becomes progressively more automatic through repetition. Neuroscientists call this long-term potentiation. Let's take a deeper look at the trajectory here. In the beginning, a habit requires a good deal of energy to perform over the next few days of repetition. It actually becomes easier and only requires some conscious attention. Eventually, the habit becomes more automatic than conscious. Beyond this threshold is the habit line. The behavior can be done more or less without thinking, and that is your new formed habit. Fun fact, according to recent studies, it takes about 18 to 21 days to form a real habit, and here are your action steps. Take an hour or two to take a step back and see where you waste most of your time. Identify your bad habits. It could be scrolling on TikTok, partying too much, playing too much video games, bad addictions, the list goes on. And maybe now you are realizing that you fall within these categories. You are subconsciously checking your phone. You overconsume rather than create. These are distractions that were invented to keep you from achieving your dreams. And once you realize how this game works, you can take your steps to freedom. Remember, time equals money, so you must find out where your time is going. Let's do some simple math. There are 24 hours in a day, and there's 7 days a week. 24 times 7 is 168. Now, if you're sleeping 8 hours a day, you get 56 hours. Now, subtract the total hours in a week, 168 by 56, and what you're left with is 112 hours. Sleep is down, but how many hours are you eating? Let's say you got 3 meals a day. With a time of 1 hour per meal, 3 times 7 is 21. And you can't forget exercise, 1 hour per day, 5 times a week. Just enough to keep your body physically and mentally in shape. Now for most people, you're either in school or working a 9 to 5. So let's pretend that equates to only 50 hours per week. Now when you take all those numbers, 168 minus 56 minus 21 minus 5 minus 50, you are left with 36 hours. And that 36 hours is the time you can put into developing new habits, chasing your dreams, and so on. Now I know this information is something nobody has taught you before, which is exactly why I'm here. I'm looking to help you break out. I'm looking to make dreams come true. I want to show you the true power of manifestation. The number 36 should be your new favorite number. 7 hours of reading per week and 10 hours of starting a side hustle. Keep in mind that these numbers are totally up to you, and even with 17 hours of self-development, you are still left with 19 hours of free time. Is that not enough time to hang out with your friends? I think so. Remember, your habits compound over time, so make sure you break down your schedule and write down the things you want to work on. Figure out a way to make your bad habits invisible. For example, if you have an addiction with snacking too much throughout the day, put your snacks in a place that is difficult to reach, or just don't buy it at all. If you have a habit of checking your phone too much, consider turning off your notifications or going on airplane mode. All bad habits can be made invisible. You just have to figure out a way to keep it out of sight in the most effortless way possible. At this point, you're probably wondering, Manes, what makes these habits so significant? Aren't we supposed to be speaking about entrepreneurship? You need to be in the mindset where you are ready for just about anything. I've spoken to a number of entrepreneurs and some of them have made over 7 figures in their first few years. To my surprise, they've all said similar things. Break down your week, break down your day, identify your good and bad habits, then work off of that. Ask yourself, am I in the right headspace to start an online business? 99% of you? No, that's because 99% of you are stuck in a rat race, a system made to destroy your productivity levels from the moment you were born. Your career is pre-picked, you hear it from your teachers, your parents, maybe even your friends at a young age. Your mind is conditioned to fall into the system. The imagination of once a young kid who had the belief of getting a nice car, a beautiful wife, a nice house, has completely been washed out. It's due to the drastic changes in social norms, ongoing inventions of apps. The list goes on. The rat race is specifically designed to keep you from your goals. They tell you to dream about where you want to be, but you can only dream when you sleep. You need to take full responsibility in your life and take action. You need to become your own character. Everything starts with a thought. You are the only person who determines what is risky and what is safe. Anybody else's opinion shouldn't alter your beliefs. The truth is, everyone has a unique way as to how the world exists to them. 8 billion people in the world are stuck in their own bubble. They're all in their little own world. They will do whatever it takes to satisfy them, and you will do the same. Earlier in this video, I mentioned a very credible entrepreneur named Iman Gaj, and he goes through something called monk mode. Basically, what he does is
no alcohol or weed, 30 minutes a day of exercise, even if that's just a brisk walk in the park, and 10 minutes a day of meditation. Those 3 are your non-negotiables. Now,
I've actually tried monk mode from June through September. 3 months of no drinking, smoking, partying, sticking to a very strict high-performance schedule and diet. And not only did I see improvements in my habits, but also my results in business. Now, is monk mode for you? Well, prepare to go through a mental warfare. By the way, monk mode isn't something that you have to do all year round. I recommend trying it for a minimum of 3 weeks or more. After 7 days of pure discipline, you will find you have more focus, motivation, energy, and respect for yourself. I'm in the business of teaching people how to create businesses. Without good habits, you'll never be able to identify the bad issues in your business. The more issues you are able to solve within your business, the more a customer or client will trust you. You have to be a problem solver. Understand that you are going to have to make sacrifices. These are things that you've probably heard of before. Failure is only a lesson, and you may go through a number of businesses before you feel that you have a successful one. To give you a quick rundown, it took me about 1.5 years to figure out a way to hit my first 5 figures in a month. Now, that might sound quick, but it's possible when you identify the good and bad habits in your life. It makes it easier to identify the good and bad out of your business. So, should you get started with entrepreneurship? In my opinion, I've summed it up to this. Whatever you do, focus on yourself first. Make changes in your habits so that way you're not tied down to a chair, the chair being that matrix. Now here's the thing. If you're trying to escape, I've taught hundreds of kids how to identify good or bad habits, start their online business, and achieve freedom by joining our community. We have a team that teaches hundreds of people how to change their life. Imagine what it would be like doing everything you wanted to do. Imagine what it would be like driving the car you always wanted. Imagine what it would be like retiring your parents. Just think about it. And join us on the path of becoming the top 1%. We'll be with you every step of the way. In entrepreneurship, you have to come from a generous standpoint, where you're willing to push yourself past your limits. You have to believe in yourself, and I believe in you. If you made it to the end of this video, here's a quick question. What is your experience and opinion on entrepreneurship? I've created this video based off of my own personal experience, so I hope that you get the chance to learn something. And if you are new to this channel and you enjoyed this video, let me know down below by hitting the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so I see you on the next one. I mean, you might as well do it since you're still here. One final note, you guys can also follow me on Instagram and DM me with the word NOW if you are interested in learning more about entrepreneurship. If you do, we will go a little bit deeper into the topic and start identifying things that we can do better for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.